Hi, Jay here. Just back to let you know and keep you updated with what's happening. It's been 21 days since I was diagnosed with terminal cancer, in which we decided that the family would all try and treat together and pull together and basically turn our home into a hospital. And through that 21 days we've had a lot of ups and downs during this time, a lot of learning curves, a few problems with sorting my natural killers out, but I guess it's all part of learning, because we're all learning about this disease that's been suppressed, and the cure's been suppressed from us all, because as we know, the cancer industry is basically $1 trillion industry, money machine, if you will. But I'd like to show you here are a few photos. I don't know whether you'll see them clearly, but this is actually very interesting. And it's so interesting that this will blow your fucking mind. Now, this is what we should be getting from our doctors right here. We don't need a half a litre of blood to tell us what's wrong. And there's another story behind, the bloodlines and the blood banks, but we won't go there for now. The blood banks, sorry. But our whole story is in our blood, and anyone that's practicing being a doctor or a health practitioner should be doing this. This is how we should be treated. Full stop, period. This is, true medicine. And just by taking a drop of blood, as you see, I'll hold it as best as I can up here. This here is a cancer cell that's dying, and these other ones that are all stuck together. That means that my body is not receiving enough oxygen, which most of us on this planet are not receiving enough oxygen. So when your body's not receiving enough oxygen, it becomes a breeding ground of disease and viruses. So the way to fix that is oxygen, and to keep your body in pH. So that's quite interesting. So here we have now is this cancer cell dying. See, it's all lit up and it's dying. And then I have no oxygen. And then you'll see closely, if you blow it up, or maybe I could do a section on photos here, but you'll see a lot of little black specks in here as well. And some of those are parasites, and some of those are other viruses in my body. So we can see those, and it's been 21 days now that our family's found out that I'm terminally ill. And here we are 21 days after. We have kicked cancer's fucking ass right out of here. I'm still recuperating. I've still got issues at the moment. I'm losing weight rapidly. I seem to gain it and then I lose it. I gain it and I lose it. So we're losing this little battle at the moment, but we're having a win too. So it's all a trial and error. And because my tastes have changed, which I've also mentioned in the previous videos, that it's just really hard for me to eat. Sometimes I would just love to be strung up on a drip. It would just be easier for me to be fed, because everything is. Some of the taste in my mouth, I just can't even describe what the food tastes like. I could be eating, you know, spinach, which I love eating with butter, and I can tell you now, it doesn't taste like spinach. It tastes like something off-world. It's just disgusting. Anyway, so that's this photo, and this one here we have. This is all these white bits in this photo here. That all should be the same. These all should be dark. All this, it should be matching in with all this over here. And this was taken at the start, and this one's now. So we can see that the white is all thinning back down and it's becoming dark again, which is a good thing. So this is how we know that we're moving in leaps and bounds now. You know, as I said, 21 days. 21 days of being terminally ill with cancer. And, you know, we're still not completely out the forest yet. But 21 days and we've just kicked cancer's butt. That's pretty good going. So far I would have had maybe a 5 to 9 hour surgery done, with having my pancreas cut to pieces and being joined up who knows how, because there was quite a lot of missing pieces and just didn't even want to go down that road because I would have had complications. I would have been on a chemo, what I would call chemo run rate, where everyone's just lined up with all their hair loss, hooked up to these drips on chemo. And, you know, as friends of mine that have cancer and that have actually witnessed these things says that it's just like walking through a slaughter meat house. You know, all these poor people that have been diagnosed and that have got cancer, and, you know, they've just been fed this fear of dying, and they need to do this and they need to do that, and but hang on a minute, we need to act real fast because you've only got days to live, weeks to live. Yeah, that's me here. I'm here, right here. Weeks to live. Maybe months, maybe 12 months. So, you know, in some degree, you know, people are fucking with your heads. They really are. And it's the industry. Trust me. Go do the research. Once you learn about this sort of thing here and start seeing, you know, a decent naturopath after you've been terminally, or, you know, they've said that you're terminally ill and, hey, we can't really do much for you anymore, but cheer you up and spit you out and, you know, suck all the life out of you and the money in your last hours of your life, and, you know, their families go home with a big fat paycheck. Yeah, well, you know, you just keep feeding the fat on that side of things. But here we are, we've completely changed the tables, and you can see with your own eyes. So that's the good news, and I'm pretty pleased about that. This is just massive, this is huge. Prior to finding out these results, I need to go to Rockhampton and see my naturopath, and I was in a lot of pain, and the pain was excruciating. It was terrible. I had no sleep, I was up all night. I wouldn't be able to tell you how many baths I had. I was waterlogged and thinking that I was going to be unable to make it to Rockhampton, which is around about a 3.5 hour drive from where I live. But I needed to go, I wanted to go, I had to go, because I wanted to see this result. I wanted to see, you know, more of what was actually taking place in my blood. You know, and like I said, this is massive because, you know, this is a cancer cell dying off, but look at them. There's not many running around here. We've kicked ass, and, you know, so we're just watching the last of it now. So we've hammered this, you know, really. I'm on my way back, and saying that, I've still got no energy. I'm lethargic, I'm battling to get out of, I'm really battling to get out of bed on saying that. So it's not like, you know, I've got all this energy back, I'm still recuperating because I've still got these viruses in there. But one by one we are killing them off. And at this stage, as I said, we've caught the cancer. which means that the tumour is going to start just being blown away, just blowing out in the wind. And this also accounts for, a very busy family, a family that's, runs around the clock, feeding me, shopping. And the other thing that I need to mention that is very important was about the oxygen. As you see in this picture here, how all the cells are all joined together like a little rope. And as I was saying, that means that you've not got enough oxygen in your body, and most of us have not got that oxygen in our body, which becomes a total breeding ground for disease and virus and cancers. The funny thing was, my husband actually asked the doctor if I could actually have some medical, being a diver, he knows about oxygen. He's got a Coxswain's ticket, or did have, I should say. That's out of date at the moment. And so, knowing all about oxygen, he'd actually asked if we could buy some oxygen, or, could we have some oxygen? And the reply was flat out, no. Period, full stop, no, 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 you can't have it. And so my husband said, well, why? Like oxygen, because we've done our own homework, oxygen will do this and oxygen will do that. And the answer was still no, I didn't qualify. So hang on a minute, let's rewind. Let's just rewind that back to the start. I'm terminally ill, I've got cancer, I've got a few weeks or a few months to 12 months to live, but I don't qualify for oxygen. Did you hear that right? I don't qualify. So I'm on death's bed and I do not qualify. I'm going to repeat this because it still blows me out. I do not qualify for oxygen. Well, who the fuck does? Who the fuck qualifies for oxygen? When you've been diagnosed terminally ill, you're going to fucking die, and I can't get oxygen. Work that out. But at the end of the day, there's more ways to skin a cat, and there always will be. So it's up to the person that is sick and their family to get your shit together, start thinking for yourselves, don't let other people think for you, and wake the hell up and start thinking, get your shit together and organise yourselves. Because if you don't, no other person is going to do this for you. No one. Research, 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 and you'll find all your answers. You'll find every answer that you've been looking for that's been suppressed. And yeah, I'm off my horse at the moment. I'm right off my horse because I was refused medical oxygen because I didn't qualify. And this was by a very sympathetic doctor too, by the way. This was by a doctor that tried to get me in every appointment for surgery, for CAT scans, for this, for that, and I will be forever grateful to that person for doing that for me. I really will, because she kicked my ass, saying, yes, you need, I realise you need time to think. And every time I had time to think, I said, no, I want 24 hours, if not 48 hours, to think about this with my family. And so I walked out and went home with that. Pretty brave, hey? I think it is. I'm not, there is no ego here, trust me. When you get cancer, there is no ego. There isn't. There really isn't. There's nothing left. You're just trying to prepare yourself to get from A to B. Maybe even to C. And that's where I was. So this is not about ego. This is about educating yourselves. This is about educating yourself so that you can save the next person, and that person can help save the one after that. That's what this story is about, and that's what we need to do. The people need to start pulling together and thinking. People start to need to use this here, not being told what to do. Yeah, go get your diagnosis and then go see a naturopath, a decent naturopath, because there's a lot of cranks out there too. But then again, there's a lot of crank doctors out there. But like I said, it's all in your blood. And that's where you'll see it. Now, why after taking 4 vials of blood and having my vein collapse, couldn't they show me this? Why? Why couldn't they show me this and say, oh, you need oxygen in your body, we'll have that fixed up. Hey, a bottle of gas is going to cost you $300 and we'll have you fixed up. And just take, you know, a few of these things that I've and my husband and my kids have all researched and made up our own medication list and made up a book so that all the times are straight, and which I've showed you in the previous video of, you know, all my times every hour of the day of my medications, well, herbs and spices that we've you know, all put together. So basically that's the bottom line. That's really what I want to get across. I really want to get this across to you today, friends, because, you know, people are really messing with us out there. And it's just, like I said, it's a $1 trillion money-making industry, and we need to start thinking. And that's the whole aim of this video today. And I cannot stress it. I'm excited about it because I'm passing this knowledge on to you, and now it's up to you to start using it. It's up to you to start saving people because you have this knowledge now, and it's simple. And yeah, it'll wear you down, it's going to wear your family down, and you're going to watch your family cry. You really are. And that's one of the hardest things. To be able to watch. So that's on the other side of things, which I'm not going quite there with this video until another time. But anyway, that's really what I wanted to say today. So yeah, until next time, we'll cover a bit more for you. As you can see, you know, I've lost a lot of weight. I've still lost. I'm down to 41 kilo now. So yeah, so I'm still quite weak. I can barely walk anywhere. A lot of the time I spend in the hammock. So if you've got pancreatic cancer, the back pain is just excruciating. You know, sleep in a hammock, or, you know, spend most of your time in a hammock sitting up the way you can. Cheers. I'll catch you later. Bye.